Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me again today. My name is General Confusion, and this is Ultimate General Civil War. So we've got our army rebuilt. The first corps here has 28,655 soldiers and 84 guns. The second corps, 26,156 soldiers and 91 guns. Myself, Adalbert Cromwell, leading the first corps. Albert Johnston leading the second corps. I have Thomas Jackson and A.P. Hill leading my first two divisions, followed by Randall Smith and Gordon Tuttle. In Second Corps, Tom Preston has just replaced Longstreet at the 1st Division. Second Division is led by Taliaferro. 3rd Division, Robert Ransom. 4th Division, Harry Hayes. And it is now time for the Grand Battle of Antietam. So, this was the culmination of the Maryland campaign, and in many ways, the first time the Southern hopes were really dashed in the East. It happened twice, first at Antietam, and then the next year at Gettysburg. Antietam was, so the Maryland campaign, Lee has invaded Maryland, is marching around, causing havoc, trying to basically prove to the Union public and to observers from Europe that the South is winning the war and that the Union should just make peace. Unfortunately, before Antietam, near the beginning of the Maryland campaign, actually, something happened that gave General McClellan, who was pursuing Lee, a real powerful edge. Now, McClellan normally was not a very aggressive general, not very decisive. Despite the fact that he had larger armies, he had been consistently outmaneuvered and basically defeated in his own mind by the Confederate generals. This time, however, the Union Army found a copy of Lee's Special Orders 191, which he had written out detailing how his army was to be divided as they moved into Maryland, in an envelope wrapped around a pack of cigars and abandoned in a camp, an abandoned Confederate camp that the Union Army moved through as they followed Lee. And they brought that paper to McClellan. So McClellan now had a paper detailing exactly where and when all the units of the Army of Northern Virginia would be. And he was so ecstatic, he famously declared, "Here is a paper with which if I cannot whip Bobby Lee, I will be willing to go home." Because this was the ultimate battlefield intelligence. It told him exactly where and when and why all of the Confederate generals would be with their troops, so that he could defeat Lee in detail, because Lee had once again divided his army. Jackson was off taking over Harper's Ferry, Longstreet was in a different place entirely, the units of the Army of Northern Virginia were somewhat scattered. So, McClellan, for once in his life, acted decisively. He went after Lee, he started pursuing him aggressively, splitting up his own forces to try to catch the Confederate forces out and defeat them in detail. Unfortunately, Lee figured out what was going on, to some extent, and began to concentrate his troops near Sharpsburg, near Antietam Creek, and that was where the battle started. Now, historically, this battle ended up kind of a draw, because despite being outnumbered probably 2-1, Lee still managed to concentrate his forces and fend off the relatively disorganized Union attacks all through the battle. At the end of it, no one had been driven from the field, both sides had suffered heavy casualties, and the Army of Northern Virginia retreated during the night. Now, that was a defeat for Lee in the sense that he did not accomplish his objectives, but given the situation, the Army of Northern Virginia should have been destroyed. That's incontrovertible. McClellan had all the information necessary, he had more men, he had more guns, he had more knowledge, he had the initiative. He should have won decisively, and he didn't. And he didn't because, basically, he got cold feet again. In the middle of the battle, there were several times, there were crucial points where the Army of Northern Virginia was stretched almost to the limit, just parrying his thrusts. And yet, McClellan kept back an entire corps, the corps of General Porter, who we've met earlier. He kept back Porter's corps, and they never even fought. The whole battle. And as a result, the Army of Northern Virginia managed to hold off the Army of the Potomac's superior numbers, because those numbers were never being brought to bear. So, let's see if we, as the Confederacy, can turn the Battle of Antietam around. It was a defeat for the Confederacy by a hair, because they weren't able to advance and continue their objectives. But in this battle, if we can inflict enough severe casualties on the Army of the Potomac, we might be able to do something different. I don't know if the campaign is actually dynamic like that. I just want to see how well I can do. So, We have entered the state of Maryland to bring the war into Union territory. General McClellan moves to intercept us with a much bigger army. We are outnumbered, but we shall prepare to meet our enemy near the town of Sharpsburg, creating a solid defense behind Antietam Creek. We must not lose this battle, or General McClellan will be able to encircle and destroy our army. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we could have up to 5 corps here. We need to deploy at least 3 corps to cover the area to protect our left, center, and right. The rest of our army is marching from Harper's Ferry and will soon join us. We must not lose this battle, or General McClellan will be able to encircle and destroy our army. Good luck. I only have 2 corps. Oh, I can't even do this battle unless I have at least 3. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to readjust things a little bit. Let's, give me just a minute here. Okay, so we've got our troops a little more split up now. All the corps have a roughly equal number of guns. First corps is the largest, then second corps, then third corps. So, let's just, let's see how this all goes. We will place first corps, I think, in the center. Second corps on the left flank, and third corps on the right flank, because third corps is the smallest, and it only has to guard the river, so it has better defensive terrain. We will not have any reinforcements approaching because we only have 3 corps. So this is interesting. This indicates that if I had made different choices, I could have a much larger army. Possibly if I'd taken fewer casualties and been more sparing with my men, but honestly, I don't think I could have a hugely larger army just because, or at least it would be very difficult on this difficulty, just because, I mean, I haven't gotten that many weapons. That would really be the limiting factor. Even as it is, I still have people armed with rebored farmers' muskets. Anyway, let's start the battle. Okay, this is the town of Sharpsburg. The nearby area offers good defensive ground that will assist us to counter the Union army of General McClellan. That should have another L there. Antietam Creek on the east helps us to defend our right flank. This bridge should be defended because the Federals will surely attempt to cross it. Defending that bridge should be pretty easy, though. Up here, the river has several other possible passages, but we do not have enough men to guard them all. Yep, that's definitely true. We expect the main bulk of the Union army to arrive from the valley situated at the north of the town. We must guard our left flank at Nicodemus Hill. We should also place most of our infantry in these woods that provide good protection from enemy fire. Okay, yeah, sure, woods. Our line will extend eastwards. This is a big map. Up to this location along the sunken road. From here, we can dominate the river crossing to the east. The rest of our troops are on their way and will arrive from this road. So this was where Jackson came from when he was coming up, marching from Harper's Ferry. They made a very fast forced march to rejoin Lee. Lovely music. The Union army will probably not hesitate more and attempt to attack us this dawn. Be wary, General. Okay, I will. Union forces are approaching from the north. We need to hold our defensive lines established in the woods. Great. Nicodemus Hill is perfect for placing our artillery and shooting at the flanks of the advancing Union lines. Okay. Our main objective is not to allow the enemy to capture Dunker Church area, which will allow their further advance towards the town and our supply center. Furthermore, the church provides very good visibility that will help us to track the Union movements. We expect our first reinforcements to arrive in about 2 hours, so it is advised to not overstretch our lines with aggressive maneuvers. Oh, I hope I get the whole corps on here. Watch your flanks and hold tight. Good luck, General. Oh, I only get 5 brigades. I only get 8 brigades. Okay. Oh, no, I get 3, 5, I get 11 brigades, okay. So down here I have Appler and 2 artillery batteries. I think And then up here, that's all infantry. We're going to take Revere out. We're going to take Ziegler out. Put Ziegler over there, because we definitely need some artillery up here. Here we have the main bulk of our forces. So this is 1st Division. I'm going to take Moore out and give him Penrose, because I want artillery. I want artillery just everywhere. And then over here, I will give him Revere. Or actually, instead of Revere, I'll give him Maggleton. Try to keep the divisions together as much as I can. Okay. So, Chapman, Rowley, Ziegler behind. I'm probably going to have to guard from a flank here. I'm thinking I'll just put the infantry in the woods with the artillery behind them. Barnes, Price, Iverson. I kind of want, if I'm going to be getting reinforcements, I kind of want my larger, less elite brigades to soak up the damage first. So, no, get back down there. So, let's start the battle and see what happens. Okay. So they're approaching from the north. So they're coming from up here. We're kind of holding this line. We've got Appler. Ooh, those defenses. Cover bonus 75%. Earthwork fortifications. Well, why don't I just take those? Why don't I just swing all the way up here? I mean, am I going to be flanked from this side? There's Dunker Church area. Maggleton. Get me out some skirmishers. Maggleton and Appler. Give me skirmishers on those fortifications. Appler, take that line. Maggleton, be in the woods over here. Stafford, go up there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to swing up and take this line. Now, the problem with that is that when the center fights, I might be overextended. But I want to take those earthworks, because those earthworks look all kinds of handy-dandy. Revere. We have fields there, woods here. Revere, I'm just going to want you in the woods, facing upwards. Griffin, right there. Iverson. I want you to march around to reinforce Rowley and Chapman. Rowley face that way. Chapman face that way. Ziegler be behind them. And Rowley also get some skirmishers out. I'm just kind of trying to cover all my bases at this point. Penrose. So we're going to have skirmishers up in those earthworks. We'll kind of see where the Union is coming from. And then we can readjust to meet as necessary. Revere, Penrose, Price. Penrose be right up there in the corner, maybe? Nah, stay back here. And Griffin face that way to provide enfilading fire. Rowley's skirmishers can hold up in these woods. Yeah, 96% cover here is pretty nice, so long as we have Maggleton on the flank to keep anybody from getting around us. See, those earthwork fortifications, what kind of cover do they provide? Because then we could just have concentric lines covering each other. No, they wouldn't be able to, they wouldn't be able to defend against somebody coming shooting that direction. So I am kind of pushing the lines forward aggressively, but honestly, I mean, these earthworks wouldn't be here if they didn't expect me to use them. Okay, here comes the Iron Brigade. Here's Chapman in his 94% cover. Definitely gonna hold there. Alright, we're already firing at the Iron Brigade. Iverson, run. Just get up here. You may have to... This position may be cut off. You might have to just hold a line. Alright, the Iron Brigade's been caught in the open by Chapman, so they're taking significant losses. Iron Brigade East and Iron Brigade West, I see. There's Duryi advancing. Yeah, I don't think Iron Brigade East is going to like this much. So if we don't have anybody coming down from that direction, I want Rowley's skirmishers to make sure to hold that bridge insofar as they can. Come on, Chapman. Shoot him. Why are you coming out of cover? Just fire. Just shoot. Don't come out of cover, just shoot. Now they're charging you. Great. Yeah, yep, there you go. There's the shoot. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, this is going to end badly. Rowley, you need to get in there. Come on, charge. Okay, so it looks like the whole Union army is coming for this position here. I don't really want to be drawn up into a big, serious, like, snafu with them. Chapman's routing. Like, okay. Here's my dilemma. I'm doing good work up at this area, but what I don't want is I don't want to let my army down here in this strong position to be dragged up to there. Eventually, probably I'm going to end up falling back past Nicodemus Hill. Chapman, come back. Come on, Chapman. You've done really, really well. And Rowley skirmishers, yeah, keep distracting them. Keep distracting them, guys. Chapman? Yes, good. Thank you. Iverson's also doing gorgeously. Chapman's done fine. I need you to move at the double, Chapman. I know your morale is low, but doesn't change the fact that I need troops up there. Hoffman's running. Good. We've taken relatively few losses for the casualties we've inflicted. Oh, there's General Hooker. There's skirmishers pushing around us, or trying to. Revere has taken some casualties. Revere, I need you to cut out some skirmishers to go over here and deal with those skirmishers. Those skirmishers are about to be freaking dealt with. Okay, so looking at this, we do have artillery shelling us from that direction. Magleton's skirmishers, I actually want to start moving to see where that is. Appler might be able to push up to there. Well, we'll see. But Revere's skirmishers, we've got more troops to help us in the defense. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Revere's skirmishers need to come over there. What do we got? What do we got? Alright, we've got Moore and Barnes. Run. Two of you form a line there. Because Iverson, Chapman, and all that are getting surrounded. And they cannot hold up against numbers like this. I'm worried that I might lose this whole unit. I let them get isolated. It was a bad call. They're causing a ton of damage, and that's great. But if I lose them, then it will be for naught. Because look at this. Look at this. Iverson's about to get charged. Ziegler is about to be driven away. Rowley, just keep firing. I need to get Barnes and Moore up there now. Just to save them, and then I have to fall back out of this patch of woods, I think. I don't think I can hold it. Rowley, charge Patrick, get him. Just get him. Iverson is holding on strong, but... line up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Move quickly. Oh good, we got more artillery too. Ziegler's lost a couple of guns. Rowley's flanked. It's a bad scene, but at least we routed Anderson with that flanking fire. Okay, Ziegler, pull back. So we're saving the troops up here, and then we're going to abandon that position. Nope. Don't charge in. Just shoot him. Ziegler, get out. Get out. Chapman, get back. Rowley is running. Iverson is holding like a rock. I need you guys to go kill Seymour. Okay, we do have a unit of artillery up there. I don't know why people love to shoot at skirmishers in this game. They just really love shooting at skirmishers. But, okay. So, looking at this, I've got half my army down here defending this lower position, which is fine. This is a good position to defend, but it means that I have to give up this hill. I have to extract from all these troops without running away so fast that everybody dies. So Rowley and Chapman, these two units, they need to pull back first because they are the tiredest. Rowley, Chapman, split off some skirmishers. Leave Chapman's skirmishers up there to distract people. And Rowley's skirmishers as well. They're the tiredest. They and Ziegler have to fall back now. Iverson is breaking. Barnes and Moore are getting into a shootout with troops that far, far outnumber them, but they'll be okay. Revere's skirmishers also get up in there. Okay, the Union's charging. Alright, run for it. Here comes Patrick. Moore, run for it. Iverson, run for it. Okay, and the Union is now pulling back because... don't know why. Chapman's skirmishers get a few shots, run for it. Rowley's skirmishers have done very well, so have Revere's skirmishers. I just need my skirmishers to hold the Union off long enough for my artillery to escape. Okay, we've driven back that Union artillery. Let's see if we can get all the way around behind them and also drive off Monroe. Patrick is running. Fantastic. Moore, what's your cover like? Griffin. Griffin, move backwards. Moore, take that position right there. Who's that? That's Price. Barnes. Barnes. No, I want Barnes. Okay, Revere, Rowley, and Chapman skirmishers still holding on. Good job, lads. You all go like that. Iverson, actually... Yeah, Iverson hold up in the field right there. Ziegler is going to be behind y'all. Okay, there's 2 batteries that are pointing... They're turning to point south. Okay, skirmishers, run. Don't need you there anymore. Just run. Just run. Just run. Just run. Just run. See if you can get back with your units. Griffin has taken some casualties. Griffin, please move back behind the infantry. The Iron Brigade is taking an absolute pasting. Oh, Federals attack Sunken Road. Okay. The Federals send another attacking wave. We are greatly outnumbered. General Dunker Church must be held, or else our left flank will certainly collapse. This Sunken Road is a position that can secure our right flank. We must defend it. Be careful to guard this bridge, because the enemy may attempt to cross it. It is advised to deploy some artillery to target at this riverbank. Okay. So, we've now got most of the map. I don't think we have quite all of it. Since this position has advanced to here, Dunker Church itself... Dunker Church itself is actually a little bit exposed. We've kind of got our armies split right now. We have this defensive line up there. We have Appler and Maggleton up here with Stafford. And then we have these units. Is this First Corps? Yeah, we have First Corps down here to the south. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to take Wagner. Adam, who's worse? I don't need a great unit. Okay, yeah, Wagner. We're going to put Wagner right here in the houses. What's the cover like? Yeah, cover 200%. Great. We're going to put Wagner right there in the houses, pointing directly at the bridge, just daring somebody to try to cross it. We have the Sunken Road. We will put... So, Maney is guarding the Sunken Road? No. We'll put Devons and Wilcox on the Sunken Road. Richards, move back. We'll also put Carlin on the Sunken Road, possibly. Then Mahoney. And we've got Frank right there. Deering right there. Harland right there, so they both have some cover. Vinton up here. Actually, no, Adams up there. Vinton. Harland. Deering. And Frank over here on the flank. Frank on the flank! Over in this direction, so we have skirmishers way up behind the Union lines. Shooting at their guns, which is fantastic. Distract those guns, boys. Rowley and Revere's skirmishers. Revere's skirmishers, I'm actually going to reattach. Rowley's skirmishers, I'm not sure. I'm worried that the Union will try to flank around in this direction, so Rowley's skirmishers, I'm going to put over in those trees. Actually, Revere's and Rowley's skirmishers, I'm both going to put in those trees. What are you doing? Or, get like that. Rowley like that. Ziegler right behind them. Chapman, who is exhausted, in reserve. Okay, so here's what I'm afraid is going to happen. What I'm afraid is going to happen is the Union are going to attack in this direction, like down from here, towards the sunken road, and in the process they'll flank Maggleton, Appler, and Stafford. So we're going to abandon those positions. We're going to move back to Dunker Church. We're going to put the artillery right at Dunker Church. We'll put Maggleton to the south, and Appler to the north. We still have Appler's skirmishers up here. We may advance Appler's skirmishers. I don't think we can, really. Maggleton's skirmishers, however, we will absolutely advance to continue harassing the enemy guns. Yep, that's the way. Just pick away at him, boys. And Wagner is getting into his cover, which should be pretty decent. 65%, 64%. Okay, well, it's over 60. Yep, here comes Crawford. Flanking our skirmishers. Honestly, Maggleton's skirmishers, by killing 170 enemy artillerymen, have already, you know, paid for themselves. Already made themselves effective. If Crawford charges them now, oh well. I'm gonna see if I can run him out of stamina, because he's running a long way to try to chase down Maggleton's skirmishers. But even if Maggleton's skirmishers all die, like right now, that's fine. They have done their job, more than done their job. Myself, I'll go down there. Statham, guard the flank there, I guess. Mahoney, Richards, Siegfried. Richards, take that line. Siegfried, up in the woods to serve as reserve. Mahoney and Maney. Maney? Yeah, Mahoney and Maney are the reserve down here. Okay, Crawford has chased me off the artillery. Yeah, I made the right call. Here comes some more artillery. We're going to split off some skirmishers from Mahoney to go into those woods and harass that artillery. Appler's skirmishers are doing like nothing, but I think they are kind of scaring the Union a little bit. Rowley, I have Chapman right here. Worried about holding off a charge a little bit. Oh, wow, I've brought the Iron Brigade and Crawford both back to deal with Maggleton's skirmishers. Wow. Impressive. Okay, we've got Best and Gordon coming down towards us. That's fine. Arland and Vinton will open fire when Best is in range. One would hope. How's the Union assault doing over here? Not very well. Stalled. Artsuf is marching across the front. Okay, so my skirmishers, it looks like, were caught and wiped out. But that's fine. Like I said, they did their jobs. They definitely did their jobs. Mahoney skirmishers need to get over there and drive off Best as quickly as they possibly can. Gordon is charging. Fine, fine. Lead Gordon on. Let him charge alone. If Gordon wants to charge to try and catch skirmishers, then he can do so. Over here, the Union assault is stalling with incredibly high casualties because they are charging directly at my heavy defensive positions. Over here, I am hoping to achieve the same thing. We've got Kemper. We've got Mahoney over on the flank. We have Statham performing flank guard duties over there. Mahoney's skirmishers, don't get too wrecked. All right, return fire. Just shoot at him. You don't have to run forward. Just shoot. A volley, please. Come on, fire a volley. Look, I know you're capable of firing volleys. Yep, like that. Like that. Slow him down. Magleton's getting ripped to shreds. Christian and Patrick are in the back. The Union artillery up there is going to be coming down at us again. Okay, Mahoney skirmishers. Flank around in that direction. Give Gordon some trouble. Stafford is in very nice cover. Magleton, so is Appler. They're trying to gather their strength until they feel like they can charge, but I don't think they're really capable of doing it, because their units are being broken by fire as they come up. Over here, yep, we have a significant Union force marching towards Dunker Church. We're going to bring Mahoney up into the open in order to flank anybody who tries to go for the church, and we'll push Mahoney's skirmishers up there to deal with Best. Here comes Goodrich. Come on, I just want to kill your artillery, man. Is that so wrong? Also going to send Appler's skirmishers forward. There's Wagner. We can cover Wagner's flank if we need to. But go pick away at Best. That's what I really want. What I really want is for Best to be dead or routed. And every artilleryman my skirmishers kill is an artilleryman that I don't have to deal with later. Come Appler's skirmishers. Yep, get up into heavy cover and just shoot at them. Yay, Best is routing. Woo! Pull back. Okay, so the army is kind of being divided into two parts, unfortunately. We do have Appler, Magleton, and Siegfried with Stafford here, holding the enemy off. But let me see, can I pull my artillery back and put Siegfried in those defensive positions? No, those are purely artillery defensive positions. Okay. I guess that'll be what it has to be. Revere, holding well. Barnes holding well, Moore holding really well, Rowley holding pretty well. Chapman's skirmishers, these skirmishers over here aren't doing much, I'll push those ones up. Oh, Chapman's skirmishers actually got away, that's pretty cool. But the Union, it looks like, is forming up for an assault on the church. So we're gonna need Mahoney, Richards, and Frank to hold that off. Oh, nope, they're changing direction. Come on, guys. Come on, Appler's skirmishers. Shoot that artillery. I mean, just by distracting the artillery, you're doing an incredible service, but also shoot them, please. These guys, Burnside's group's getting all set up for an assault. We have 2 more hours here, and then I think there's also going to be a third part of this battle. So, Richards, where are you going? You're there. Just go there. Pleasanton's cavalry is trying to flank us. Hold your position, Wagner. Oh, no. Fire, 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 charge. They were right, I should have put artillery over there. I should have done it. I don't think Wagner's gonna hold on. No, rear flanked? What do you mean rear flanked? Shoot. Okay, we're... Alright, well... Lieutenant Colonel Joshua Stafford is killed. Oh, from Stafford's guns, because the infantry is shooting at him. Well, this is a predicament. Okay, fortunately I have Kemper and Maney. So despite being flanked by a significant force from over here, Kemper and Maney can get over here and stem the tide, hopefully with the help of Vinton. Those units should be able to hold off the Union flank. Yeah, this is interestingly ahistorical, because historically, Burnside's corps was over here at the bridge. They did not push their attack very aggressively, and in fact, it took many, many hours for Burnside's troops to force their way across the bridge while under Confederate sniper fire just from sharpshooters who were in these woods. So it's interesting that they've done that differently this time. Here, Burnside is attacking frontally, and it's the cavalry, I guess. Well, they're backed up with a couple of pretty large infantry units, but they're the ones that are coming over. And of course, because the edge of the map is right here, you can't actually delay these troops. They just appear on the bridge and immediately assault you. So that's a little different. But I think I can hold them off. I have the high ground over here. I am kind of in the open, but with Statham up on this ridge, and then Kemper and Maney, who are two of my elite units, coming over with artillery support, I think we'll be able to drive these guys back. But it will be a little tricky. Stafford, meanwhile, is getting pummeled. All this infantry is lining up and just firing at him, and even with 96% cover, that's not healthy. Up here, the Union attack has completely stalled. I don't think they're going to make any progress. My skirmishers have finally been routed, but they've done an excellent job of delaying the enemy artillery and inflicting some casualties. Over here, my skirmishers that I sent up there vanished while I wasn't looking, so there must be more troops up there. Here comes Hooker, but yeah, all these units, they're hugely depleted except for Crawford. They're not making any progress. This army is stopping them dead. I'm actually going to send Chapman down here because this is what I'm worried about. I'm also not worried about this position particularly. We have close artillery support. We can hold the frontal assault. It's this flank. The flank is concerning. And I wonder at what point my 3rd Corps is going to get involved. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. General Porter seems determined to pass the bridge and attack us. See, Porter was the one who, in the historical battle, didn't get involved. He was commanding the reserves, and the reserves were never committed. So it's interesting. It's very interesting that in this one, in the Battle of Antietam, they have the Union fighting much more aggressively than they historically did. Which is, you know, good, I suppose, but it makes it much more challenging, which is, you know, which is nice, actually. So probably what I'm going to have to do is I might have to actually spread my line down this way and try to hold them there, because I cannot hold them at the creek. Porter has completely busted through Wagner. I trusted you, Wagner, and you let me down. You absolutely let me down. So I'm actually going to cut this here. I've been going for about 45 minutes. And I don't want to make this video too long, and I think it's going to take another part to wrap this up anyway, because we have 2 more hours here, and then I will have a 3rd part because we have to get our 3rd Corps involved. So anyway, thank you for watching this one. Stay tuned for the next one. If you liked this, leave a like on the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and more content like this will be coming your way on the regular. Thank you once again, and I will see you in the next one.